So if a business owner is listening to this and they kind of feel behind, what is the lowest stress way they can get started with AI? What would you suggest for them
Yeah.
to look at?
And I think this is the most important question. And I really appreciate you asking this, Rachel. So there's two thoughts about this. Number one is it blows my mind that when I go and talk to CEOs, they're using AI in their personal life. They're using it for health reasons. They're using it to organize their thoughts or their project plan. They're using it to help build their workout plan. They're using it to help them with their food, and grocery list. They're using it to have a conversation with their wife or their kids, and they're using it in their personal life, but they're not using it at all at work.
Right.
And so, I see that as a challenge. I see that as, sort of a gap that I, try to help, bring those two things together. So I think there's an opportunity there. The second thing I would say, as far as lowest stress way to get people started with AI is to just start talking about it in the company.
Yeah.
When CEOs don't talk about it, people feel like it's cheating. People feel like they shouldn't tell anybody that they found some efficiency to make their jobs a little bit easier. And I think that's the wrong thing to do because this is the biggest transformation a business will see in our lifetime. We've seen in our lifetime so far. And staying quiet about it or having it be, done in the shadows, which is a little
Yes.
different than shadow AI. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that, but that secrecy and that, shame
Yeah.
that people feel about using AI is a problem. So starting to talk about it, as you might have seen in my book, one of the first things I'd say is you got to set the tone.
Yeah.
And there's three ways you can go with that. One is you can say, look, we're going to look at AI. We're not going to deploy it, but we're going to talk about it.
Right.
Second
Yeah.
way is we're going to let people talk about what they want to do, but maybe build a very cautious plan. And then the third level is, we're going all in on AI. We're going to build our steering committee. We're going to build a center of excellence. We're not going to turn down, AI opportunities, but we're going to do it organized.
Yeah.
And we are changing our mindset that AI is a good business tool, not something to be done, in the dark and the quiet and in your private time.
Yeah,
So
sorry to interrupt, but I
no, go ahead.
really appreciate that because one of my goals with my clients is to kind of create a safe place for them to come and talk about their cybersecurity issues. We do training on a monthly basis. We encourage them to forward any emails. It's like we want an organization we want the team members to not feel that shame, like they don't know what to
Right.
do if they get a weird email and then they click on something and then they don't want to tell anyone. So that's something we really talk about and enforce and support. And I love I'm going to include AI in that, in that
Yeah.
conversation. Like it's just, and as you mentioned, I love this, bring your own AI, BYO AI. That is just so great. Like we have, AI use case policies that we share, but I think I'm going to go back and look at it because I don't know if we have, there should be something in there about when people bring their own AI and how to deal with it, what should go in there and look at that. So really very interesting. And thank you for, adding that because AI is so encompassing. I am very cognizant about how I want to approach an organization with it, right? I don't never want to tell them like you need to do this or you need to do that, but I want to be there and support them and make sure they're secure and safe. So this just really spoke to me. Yeah. So did you coin that BYO AI? Love
I
that.
did. I'm not going to lie. It was a conversation over a
Yeah.
frosty beer beverage with my IT friend.
I'm sure.
And we were talking
Yeah.
we all, for the last 20 years, we've talked about BYOD, right?
Yeah.
Bring your own
Yeah.
device and what
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
risks are and how to sort of build a policy. And
Yeah.
we were talking about everybody's bringing their own AI tools to the
Yes.
table. And so, what if we just said, take something that's very parallel
Yeah.
and bring it in. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's great. It's great.